Hello and welcome back to this class. It's a digital class, and I'm going to be taking you through presentation software. Particularly, we're going to look at how to use PowerPoint. My name is Serum Comedemian, and I'll be still your lecturer for the day. To start Microsoft PowerPoint, just like we have been starting our applications previously, all we need to do is click at the start button. Once you have clicked at the start button, you realize that your window will have to show what we call the programs menu. If you're using Windows 7, I'm emphasizing this because my application might be a little, my window might be a little different from yours. But typically, if you want to utilize or to show the different applications, all you need to do is to select the start button, and then on all you select all programs. That button will always appear somewhere above the start button. Click at it and then scroll through that menu. Just scroll, just like I'm doing through mine, and locate Microsoft Office. Okay, click at Microsoft Office once, and you'll be able to locate Microsoft. I'm going to be using Office 2007, so I'm going to use Microsoft Office PowerPoint 2007. So this class is intended for starters, just to get you started with the presentation software. Click at start button, got all programs if you're using Windows 7. If you're using Windows 10, your Windows should be displaying exactly like mine, though I've hidden away these icons on the computer screen. So click at that button once, and the application will be able to launch on your computer system. Once it launches on your computer system, you realize that it will almost look exactly the same, just like Microsoft Word or Excel. So look at it, just like that. It appears with almost the same interface, just like Microsoft Word, and it has buttons up there, which we call the tabs. Okay, these tabs have different functionalities arranged in different sections. Okay, so it depends what you want to do. Then this is what we call the ribbon. Okay, this area is what we call the ribbon. The tabs are up there, and the content of the ribbon changes according to the tab that you have clicked at a time. Then we have our work area. In Microsoft Word, we call this work area the document window. Then when we're discussing Excel or spreadsheets, we actually called it a spreadsheet. Okay, spreadsheet window or a worksheet window. Okay, and then we have this left wing where we have the tiles, or what we call the slides. So in PowerPoint, instead of talking of a document window or a spreadsheet, okay, or a worksheet, normally in Microsoft Word we talk about a slide, or some people prefer calling it a tile. Okay, so it's always good to know where your tiles are. We have basically one tile or one slide in each PowerPoint at the starting point. You realize that when you click at the start button, the home tab, normally you'll have the editing tools, the tools that you are supposed to be using to edit your work, to make bold, make text bold, underlined, italics, just like we saw it in Microsoft Word. Then we have the tile that is active. The tile that, or the slide that you have selected, is the one that loads in the work area. Okay, and then we have another alternative You can either display your work in the form of slides or in form of outlines. Okay, so if you have a presentation and you just want people to share your notes, you can actually just print out the outlines, or you print out what we call the handouts. Okay, I'm switching back to the slide window, and then at the bottom normally we have what we call the status bar. Okay, then at the extreme right of the status bar is where we find the zoom tool. Then on the left of the zoom tool we have different layouts. We have the normal layout, which is this one that we're using, and then we have the slide sort layout. Then we have the slideshow layout. Alright, so I'm pressing escape key. That it's a button that appears on the top left corner of your keyboard. Press it once and you'll be able to switch back to the design mode. So I'm back to the normal view, and in the normal view all we need is knowing how to enter our data. Working with the presentation softwares is one of the easiest, the most easiest of all. So a few concepts that we need to know when we are working with the presentations is that we need always make it a point that you need to know your audience. When you're preparing your presentation, you need to know your audience. Whom are you going to talk to? Otherwise, if you don't know your audience, it is possible that you're going to create a presentation, and this presentation is going to be targeting possibly learners, yet you are talking to corporate people. You need to know your audience. I'm talking to corporate people, and the type of information that I need to display, the type of information that I need to put across is for corporate, not for learners, not for students. So you need always to have a proper selection of the audience. Then you develop the content based on the audience that you want to communicate to. Next concept that you need to know is about the use of colors and the objects. The content development is a necessity. The content that you want to upload or you want to communicate to the audience is very, very important. Have a proper selection of the content. That means whatever that you're going to use in your presentation has to be always in line with your theme, your topic. If you've chosen to use images, don't simply pick any image from anywhere and you feel it is pleasant to you, you need to put it in there. No, it is supposed to be in line with what you want to communicate. Then you need to look at the color selection. Colors are a necessity. Otherwise, when you simply select colors like blue and red on clothes, ladies will put on blue and red and the color will match, but in graphics that color cannot match. In graphics you cannot put red text onto blue background, it cannot apply. Okay, so the proper color selection is really a necessity. How do you determine these colors? It is always good to merge the colors of the company you're representing. Look at the logo of the company. Look at the branding of your company. Make sure that your color selection matches the branding of your company. Otherwise, if you don't match the two, you simply pick colors from anywhere, your presentation is going to look weird. Next is just to dig in and ensure that we develop. Maybe something else I need to talk about is don't be too wordy. Don't be too wordy. Just develop a presentation that is brief but straight to the point. It is clear for everyone to understand. Make sure that whenever you're doing your presentation, you're not boring people who are listening in to you or who are your audience. Put something that is going to interest them. Put something that is going to be eye-catching. As long as you start your presentation, automatically you have everyone's attention. Okay, so your presentation has to be well formatted. Let's dig in to ensure that we start our presentation. The first slide will always enable you to add a title to your presentation. I'm going to be talking about possibly music. Click add. Click to add the title. I want to add music. That's all I want to do. Talk about music. Who is presenting this and which type of music are you going to talk about? I want to particularly, you realize that when I click out there, it tells me click to add subtitle. So click to add a subtitle. I want to add music in Uganda. Music in Uganda. And then who is making this presentation? Press enter. The Serum Comedian. My first slide is done. Let's add another slide. To add another slide, make sure that you click at the Home tab. Home tab will enable you to add another slide. Click at the button that has New Slide. Click at it once, and another slide will get added onto your presentation software. So in this slide, it has given us a different layout. We had the first one, which was a title, and then the subtitle. Then the second one is giving us a title and then the content. Click to add text. This is the content. So my title up there is still, I'm going to talk about music. Then what am I going to talk about? That is the content. So you need to add it to the content section. Music. What is music? Music is a combination of rhythm, sound, timbre. We need to look at timbre, and then we need to also to look at rhythm, sound, timbre, and pitch. Okay, that's the definition of plus harmony. It's a combination of rhythm, sound, timbre, pitch, and harmony. Okay, it's not like everyone who sings is a musician. You need to have those combinations in your thing to ensure that you have music. Okay, then music. What is music? You've defined music. Where do we find music? We can say music is composed and stored in form of possibly stored in form of recordings, and possibly we can talk of written music notes, in form of written music notes. Okay, maybe that's our content. So when you look at this, we basically have content in our presentation, but we need our audience to be engaged so that they are not bored. There are a number of things that you can add to your presentation to make it interesting. One of them is text, which we have added. Then we need to add images. So let me just ensure that we have something to do with Google. Let's ask Mr. Google, sir. Mr. Google, could you have some music in Uganda? Okay. Alright, so let me just get these images. So music can come from different sources. You can have downloaded images. You can have images that are taken through using a camera. You can let me use this guy. Okay, so now standing icon in Uganda. So I'm right clicking at his image and I'm selecting save as. So I want to save this image of Bobby Wine. Alright, locate where you want to save. We know how. By now you should be knowing where you can actually save your files. So I'm going to save my files in downloads. So the file is going to be Bobby Wine. Right, click save and the file is saved. Okay, so I was saying these files can be either downloaded, or it can be taken by camera, it can be scanned, it can be possibly drawn or created using graphics software. Next is to import. Make sure that you bring in your image. Okay, so when we look at that, I'm switching back. You can switch from one tile to another, from one slide to another slide. Just it's a matter of just clicking at a particular slide that you want to capture. Okay, so let's have some conductor. Okay, it's very hard to talk about music and you don't have conductors. Alright, so let me have a classical music. Classical music. Okay, music. Classical music. Music in Uganda. Definitely in Uganda, these are foreign instruments. So let's have the classical. Let's call Mbutu. Okay. Okay. So possibly that. And okay, let's just get one. Can have music and we don't have things to do with music. Okay, let me just call and save just one piece because I'll need it as my source. What I'm doing now is that I'm developing the content that I will need to use in my presentation. So I'm going to call the drum Butu, so that we have, yes, music in Uganda. Uganda cannot escape having things to do with drums and people dancing. Really nice. Okay, so save image as. Right click at an image and select save images. So it's saved. There it is. Okay. Alright, so maybe that's enough for us. That's enough. Let me just get a Mbutu drum. I'm interested in just a drum. Okay, so Mbutu. Alright. Just a few more pics. I don't think I'm missing out on Mbutu. Alright, let's not waste time. Buganda Mbutu. Buganda Mbutu. Alright, nothing. I don't get what I need. Let me just use what I so far collected. So let's add some content, something to beautify, to ensure that our clients have something that is eye-catching. Okay, so all I need to do is to click at the insert. I want to insert an image. So the skills that I'm going to use now are the same skills that you might need when you're working with Microsoft Word. Okay, so whenever you want to add a picture or an image, click at the insert and then select image or picture. Inserting an image or picture. So it's the same skill that you will use in Microsoft Word. Locate, after getting the picture, click at your location where you saved your pictures that you want to use in the presentation. Click at the downloads, and in downloads I want to get this Mr. Bobby Wine, and Mr. Bobby Wine gets added to the document. What I actually did is click start insert picture, locate downloads, then select Bobby Wine and click insert. Okay, so Bobby Wine gets inserted. Now when you look at this Bobby Wine guy, his picture has holders in the sides. We have holders that are meant to resize. So to avoid losing quality of an image, I'm undoing. To avoid losing quality of an image, it is always good to click at the corners, not in the sides. Click in the corners, get the corners, holders of the corners, click and hold left mouse button, don't release, and then move your image. So your image is going to shrink in uneven proportions. So I'm clicking at the image, hold down the left mouse button and move it in the sides, okay, so that we have something like that. So you basically have Bobby Wine there. Okay, so Bobby Wine is a little obstructing our text, right? So what we need to do is to just simply work with the art of graphics. Click at Bobby Wine and right click at him, simply right click and then send it to back. I want to send Bobby Wine to the back so that we have the image, the text on top. Okay, this helps us to rearrange our work. Alright, so there we are. We have music, possibly that, right? That will be for our starting point. Can possibly extend this. Click at the borders and then extend this so that we kind of create something that is really interesting to look at. Alright, so I'm going to add some background. All I need to do is click at the insert shapes, then select the shape that you want to use. Click at it once and then draw that shape there. Release. What I did is to click at the insert shapes and then select the shape. Realize that the cursor will turn to a plus sign. Position where you want the shape to start from, click and hold, don't release the left mouse button, and then drag the mouse downwards. Don't release the mouse button. Move the mouse to enclose the portion that you need to be affected. Then release the mouse button. So realize that we have this and our word has been still obstructed. All we need to do is to double click, or first send it at the back, select it and right click at it, then select send it to back, move your mouse, send it to back. So we basically have the music appearing again. Like I said, we always need to work to ensure that our text contrasts well with our background. So having this kind of text black onto blue, it might not be possible for someone to see this presentation from afar. So it's always good to contrast the background and the foreground, or the font color. So select the font color. To be able to contrast with the background color, select the font color and select Home tab. Remember, in Microsoft Word skills, whenever you want to change the font, whenever you want to work with the text, click at the Home tab. The Home tab, I'm interested in changing the font color. Click at that. Blue can contrast with white. Click at white. And then someone from afar can now read this music. You can change its size from a 44 to a 54 or to a 60, so that we have one item standing out. Music. You can change this. Alright, suppose I have that. Can I change the background of my rectangle. Just double click at it. So it gives you, once you double click at any object, it gives you the formatting features of that object. Double click, and then up there in the formatting we have the shape fill. Click at the shape fill and select a color of your choice. Possibly I need to use a dark blue. Double click again. Now when you double click at it, you realize that it has a border around it. That border is what we call the shape outline. Click at the shape outline. I don't want the shape outline there. Select no outline, so that we have something uniform. Alternatively, since it is behind this Bobby Wine guy, we can actually stretch it to the end of Bobby Wine's image, and we enclose it up there. Okay, slightly above Bobby Wine, so that we have Bobby Wine enclosed in. I'm going to use the arrow keys to make sure that I position it well. So press the arrow keys slightly. There. And our layout is done for the first slide. Music and music in Uganda. So possibly Bobby Wine is standing out, right? So we can carry on to the rest. We can add more images there. Then we can, when we talk of the harmony and all that, let's now add some background. Let's add some background. All I need to do is to click at insert. Insert what? Insert. I'm going to use the picture still. Insert background. And I'm locating it in downloads, and I want to use this because I'm talking about music. I'm not using anything other than music. Okay. So all I need to do is to resize, like we have seen before. Just need to resize to just create something like a background to our. So let me zoom out. It's covering the whole slide. Now I want to a little flip it, rotate it. When you click at an image, you realize that it will have something. It's called the rotation tool on top. Click at that rotation tool, click and hold, and then move your mouse. It rotates your image. Then release. Now I want my image to still occupy the whole page, but it remains in the background. Right? So all I need to do is to ensure that I send it to the back. Click at it, right click, and send to back. Alright? My slide is still there. You realize that this has given us what we need. There in the design you see something different, but the actual slide, the way it will look exactly like this. Let's give it a try. So this time around I want us to see how we can view or make a preview of our slides. All you need to do is to click. You want to make people see what you have designed. Click at the design at the slideshow. You want to show something. Click at slideshow and play from the beginning. So it will load Mr. Bobby Wine at the first slide. Then whenever you press the enter key on your keyboard, or you press the key, any button on your keyboard, or you press the space bar, the long button on your keyboard, the slides are going to keep on shuffling. They will keep on moving one after the other. Press the enter key once. So it has displayed our slide, the slide that has music as our background. then the combination, the definition of music. So when I press it again, since I have only 2 slides, it will end. Okay, press it again and it will load out. So you can actually even make sure that this one, you reduce its opacity if you wish to have it. So I'm going to double click at it. Once you double click at it, you will be given other options. So in these other options, all I can do is possibly utilize what we call let's give it a shape. Okay, ensure that we have a picture shape. For a picture shape, let's give it this shape. Okay, and we ensure that we just draw the shape there. Okay, just make sure that we have the shape there, and let's draw the shape. So picture shape, and then select, oh, we need to insert a picture first. Okay, so let's give it a shape. If this is our shape, I want this image to appear in this picture, so I'm going to give, oh, what am I doing? No, it will not be let's just use that slightly, that, so that, yeah, still gives us some nice view. Okay, let's slideshow. Okay, so when we have that, still it comes out well, what we needed to have. Alright, let's not broaden things up since we are just starting. Let's keep it simple. It's always good to use that concept. Just keep it simple. Okay, can use that and stretch it a little. It's just to design, just a design, and then alternatively can double click. I intended to have something that is a little light. Okay, so reducing the light intensity, that's where we find everything. But I'm intending to reduce the opacity, the transparency. Okay, set transparent color. Okay, possibly that. Want something that is blackish. Okay, then set the transparency color. It doesn't apply. Can I really change the transparency there? Change picture, will change the entire picture. Format picture, and I select format picture. Yes, format picture will enable me to change the contrasts. So I reduce the contrasts or increase them. Okay, so I don't want to lose the quality, so I'll keep it moderate there, and then the brightness, can change it like that or bring it closer, but I'll also keep it moderate, around white, pure white. Then yeah, can work with that for now. Can change the transparency and the shadows, and then we'll increase that. We'll either reduce it or we'll increase it. Okay, so we don't want the transparency or the shadows to be there. Alright, okay, so close. That was it for the backgrounds. So the disadvantage of using individual backgrounds is that many times you'll be forced to design each and every slide that you're going to work with, which will be wasting a lot of time. Okay, so it's possible for you to simply utilize something that we shall look at later, called the master slide. Okay, so this is the way we add images and pictures. Then we can also have an option of using what we call word art or clip art. So click at the the insert button, and then what do you want to insert? You want to insert a clip art? Click at clip art. Once you click at the clip art, you realize that it's going to add something to the right. So search for something that is related to your topic. music, and then click search or go. So it is going to go around and look for something that is related to music. Okay, please always use something that you are feeling right about when you're doing your presentations. Otherwise, simply selecting objects that are not making sense to your audience, it will not make you a good designer or a presenter. So always select something that makes sense. Okay, so let's select something small. Let's select this guitar. All you need to do is double click at it, 1 2, and it will get added to your presentation. Okay, just like that. So reduce this. I'm going to a little reduce it, so you can have very many of your choice, as long as you don't suffocate. Ensure that you don't suffocate your presentations with so many images. Have something that, but don't suffocate it, otherwise people will lose interest in what you're presenting. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, music, reduce it. I want to reduce it to this level. Okay, let's have one more, just one more to fill in this gap. Oops. Then let's rotate this. We have already seen how to rotate, which makes our work much easier to work with. Alright, so when you look at this, yes, it has filled up what I needed, but it still protrudes out. So what I can possibly do is make sure that I double click, and up there I can be able to chop, click or crop the image, click and hold, and then crop. I simply cut away what I don't need, so I don't need all that part, and just remain with the rest. Okay, so it helps me to add something interesting to my clip. Alright, so now we have known how to add clips, how to add images, how to add text. Okay, now it's time to learn how to do the designing of your entire slide. Designing entire slides it requires you to click at simply design tab and select a design of your choice. But when you're making this choice, make sure that the design that you have chosen does not collide with the branding of your company you are representing. Make a simple selection. Don't make things complicated. Make a simple selection of the design. You realize that once you click at that design, it's going to be appearing on all slides. Even if I'm to add another slide, click at Home tab, click New Slide. That design will appear on all slides of your choice. As long as you've chosen the design, you can actually change the design. Click at Design tab and select a different design. It will affect all slides. All slides that you have in your project will be affected. Alright, so if there are others that you would love to try out, just click at that button, drop down button, and then scroll through those designs. They'll always be there for you. Okay, if you need more designs, you can actually even download more designs, but for now let's just keep things simple. Let's just select one that is not that much complicated. Okay, let's select this one. So that will give us the final bit. Now that you know how to add content to your presentations, you know how to delete. We haven't talked about deleting. So deleting is very easy. All you need to do, select a slide that you want to delete and delete it out. Just select it, click at it, and press the delete key on your keyboard. It will have to delete that slide out. Let's switch to a different view, the sort view. So the sort view enables you to sort these tiles or slides. Can actually bring the first slide to be the last slide. So simply click at it, click and hold, don't release the mouse, then move your mouse to the last point. It will have to shuffle to switch the first slide to become the last slide. Just place it where you need it to be. I need it to be between 2 and 3. Okay, that way it enables you to easily move your slides from one point to the other. I'm switching back to the normal view. Same issue happens when you're using the normal view. All you need to do is to click at the slide and move it between 3 and 4. Place it there. Okay, this move it between 4 and 5. Okay, so which was the previous one becomes the first one. So that's the way we work with these slides and how to rearrange them. Let's now talk about animations. How do we animate these slides? To animate, we are looking at the motional images, motional slides that are going to move from one point to the other. It is always good to use that motion aspect in your presentations. So to use that, just look at animations. Just click at animations. And in animations, we have this animation slides or previews. So all you need to do, select the slide that you want to animate, and then select or point your cursor to a slide preview. So it gives you a preview of how that slide will appear. Go through them, make a proper selection of what you would wish to use. There are additional ones. Okay, this looks good. Oops. Okay, so click at it and it affects the slide, the active slide. The active slide is the slide that you actually seeing on in the middle of the section. So all you need to do is to play. Make sure that you click at slideshow, play from the beginning. Alternatively, press the F5 key on your keyboard. So that is the way it flows in. Then when I press enter, the rest don't. So how about when I'm impressed with the slide animation that I've chosen? All I need to do, after selecting that slide animation, just click at apply to all. So realize that once I click at apply to all, when I press F5 on my keyboard, I've not selected the animation. So selecting the animation, dropping it down, I've selected this. Okay, select it and apply to all. So the rest of the slides have been adapted to the currently active animation. All you need to do is to press the F5 and place. When I press the enter, another slide flows in the same format. And press enter because it is blank. The next one is also blank. The next one is also blank until my last slide. That's what we mean by apply to all. Now, we have been using pressing of buttons to activate an animation. It is also possible that you are going to automatically drive or run through your animations without you clicking at anything. Your work is simply relax, do the talking and let the animations flow. How do we accomplish that? Two things. You can accomplish it by just a click of this section. Ensure that you are in animation section, and then you click at the extreme right where you have the on mouse click. So on mouse click, we click, make sure that you uncheck on mouse click. Once it is checked, it means that the behavior will become active whenever you press at a mouse or you press the enter key, which we have been doing. Click it off if you want it to be automatic. Click it off and then set it to automatically after. Click automatically after. After how long? These are seconds. Okay, so after every 4 seconds something happens. Okay, so increase it to 4 seconds. 1 2 3 4 4 seconds, then apply to all. So that is applied to all slides. Let's check it out. Press F5 on your keyboard. So count 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Okay, and the slide ends. So that is the way we animate automatically. The thing is just timed. You just make sure that the on mouse click is checked off. You tick it off, then tick automatically after how long. So when you use this format of animation, make sure that you time yourself. You have to make sure that you really time yourself. How long will I be talking on each slide? Make sure that you time yourself. Otherwise, it is possible that the slide is going to leave you when you haven't actually moved to the next slide and the slide changes. So you need to always time yourself to do everything perfectly well. Alright. Next, we need to look at is we want to avoid designing things independently, okay, one after the other. All I need to do is to make sure that I use what we call the master slide or the slide master. Okay, so the slide master is more or less like all of us at one time we have something that belongs to our father. It is part of our father's DNA. So that is what we mean by a master slide. Master slide, once whatever that you put on a master slide, it is actually going to affect all slides in your presentation. Let's try it out. I'm switching all my slides to none, so I'm going back to the design and I'm taking off these designs. So I'm selecting the one that has white, it's purely white, and everything switches back to its normal. Okay, then I'm also checking off these designs. Okay, I'm deleting them off. Now I want to design my own. I want to come up with my own design to do with music. Keep it simple. Let it be part of our culture. Just keep graphics simple. Don't complicate things. Right, so when you want to use the master slide, all you need to do is to click at view, because you want to view something. Click at view and then go in for the slide master. Slide master. So the slide master, you need to be keen. We have selected slide master, and in the slide master, when you look at this, we have the active slide, which is this. That's why it is appearing with that color, and the active slide is what you're actually seeing there. We don't want to design on this individual. We want to design the master slide. The master slide is the one that appears on top. It is actually bigger than the rest. So click at that to become your active slide. Then do the designing on this master slide. I'm clicking the insert because I want to work with shapes. So working with shapes, all I need to do, let me just add first of all an image. Insert image, downloads. This time let me just look at still music, and let's use this guy, the legend. Okay, and then click insert. So he appears. Once you click at him, he's actually inserted on the master slide, and all of them will adapt to the master slide. So I'm checking it on bottom, and everyone in that group will actually have it on the bottom. Then I need to click at insert. I'm still in the master slides. Okay, it's the one that is active. I'm going to add possibly this, and I'm putting it there so that it acts as my line. And possibly I'll need to check it, double click at it, and the fill color, change it to red, and the outline, the red, but the outline is blue, check outline to none. Okay, so realize that every slide is going to have that. Okay, just move it slightly below. Okay, just keep things simple, and then do the same thing, insert. I'm going to add something like this. Okay, like that. Double clicking at it, same issue, want it like that, and then it is also red, but I don't want it to cut across this radio guy. I want radio on top, so right click at radio and bring him to front, and he appears there. Okay, just that. So if you have your index number, possibly can fit it in there. If you have the date, you can actually attach the dates there. It depends what you want to do. As long as it is on a master slide, it will affect every single slide. Next is simply when you're done with your master slide, all you need to do is to simply click at master slide tab, and then you close. So the master slide is closed, but we basically have the design on each and every slide, and you can actually continue with your insertion or working with images or text. That way you will be able to create and work with different presentations. The last bit is how do we use these buttons, the ones that appear in the middle. So it depends what you want to add. Do you want to add a table? Click at it. How many columns and how many rows? Change this. Maybe 3 columns and maybe 5 rows. Click OK. So the table draws itself. So you can actually work. Maybe these are names. And then okay, just keep typing. Okay. It depends what you want to come up with in your presentation. I'm deleting it out. Let's try images. We have been working with images. It will do the same thing, just like we've been doing. Okay, just click at that, and then it adds an image there. Okay, then if you're not comfortable with this design or the layout, you can actually change the layouts. Click at the home tab and you have this layout. You can change the layout and you have the images on the left and then the text on the right. So kind of like comparison, alright? So you have the image there and you have some text about the image. Maybe this is Chiganda. Chiganda dance. Okay, then you write about the Chiganda dance there, right? So it helps you match to all this dance by Baganda, a tribe in the central region right? Blah blah. It's just a matter of writing about something. Right, so you can click at another. This time around, possibly I want to add the clip. You can actually add music or sound or a video. So all you need to do is to click at that clip, and then let's add some video in our. So click, let me go to downloads and see whether I have some sample videos. Peter Rabbit, let's use Peter Rabbit possibly, or let's use this person, okay, this Yalaman Noi, and then click at the video that you want to be added, select it and click OK. So once you select it and click OK, it should be able to get added to your slide, but it is going to ask whether it is going to play automatically or you want to click at it when you want it to start playing. So let's click at it, or we start it automatically. Let's start it automatically. Depends what you want to do. Let's resize it so that it fits our. Okay, then we can actually change the layout to something like that, right? So that we have the video there, and we shall have a description of what this video is about. Okay. The video is saying thank you so much God. Alright, oh God, thank you so much. That's better. God, thank you so much. Alright, so this is the description. This is our description of the text of the video you have to be displayed. Okay, so right click and correct that word, then can actually highlight this and change its font, possibly that, and then to which font size. Have something that is visible so that everyone can actually see it from afar. And then we can actually even work with the alignments so that it is really aligned well. Don't make it too much squeezed with the text, with the video. It stands out. So let's see from the start to the end. Let's play slideshow. Play from the start. So you do the talking, and then okay, I think I need to press another. Okay, do the talking, and after that click next. You talk about the baganda, and we have the image done, and then we talk about the video starts playing. Should be able to start playing, right? So that's the way we add videos in our content. Okay. Alright, so I want to pause it, then I'm loading it out. So this helps us when you're actually doing your presentations, that it is possible for you to have a video that is pre-recorded and is developed, then you're going to use it, possibly your marketing, possibly you're developing some content and you want a further explanation, but possibly a professional, someone who in that field, who is a professional in that field, has already developed some content, fit it in and utilize that. So this makes PowerPoint to be a multimedia based system. When we talk of multimedia based, it means that we can work with different formats of media. We can work with text, we can work with images, we can work with animations, we can work with videos and audios in one package. So that makes it a multimedia, many media formats. That's what we mean by multimedia. Alright, to crown it all, we want to look at how do we animate a single component. We've been looking at how to animate all the pages, one page, the entire page loads at an animation event. How about animating a single item in your presentation? Let's try it on this slide. Okay, so all you need to do is to select. You can do it on all our slides, individual slides. All you need to do is to select which item you want to start with. Click at it and then go to animations. This time don't go in for this type of styles animations, but because it will affect the entire slide, okay, just look at the custom on its left. Look at the custom animation. Once you click at custom animation, please attach an effect to what you have selected. Click at that, and then on entrance, how do you want it to appear? Maybe let it just fly in, but you saw it had to fly in from the bottom. Look at the direction from the bottom. Let's make it slide in from the right, like that. All right, then this individual, click at it, and then let's select that, add effect, entrance. Let's just fly in from the bottom. No, let it fly in from the left. Okay, even this one, highlight it, and then add effect, and click what, start, and click entrance, fly in from bottom, middle, fly in from the left still. Okay, to avoid that, just need to click once and it affects everything. So like this, select this, and then it should be affecting sliding, but let it affect everything, apply to all. Right, so you apply to all, and then simply let's play our animation and slideshow. Play from the beginning. So being that this one had just the animation attached to the entire slide, it's not going to have individual components. Let's play the next. So the next will load because it has individual components being animated. Those individual components will not animate unless you press a button, because they have an event over on a button or click at a button. So press a button and you'll call the first entry. Press the button again, another entry comes in. Press it. As you do the talking, you're presenting, and everyone will be like, yes, this is the point that this guy is talking about. Press it again and you have that. Press, and then we have that. Then press again and our video loads. Yalama noi noi. So the same message is what I want to send back to you. Yalama noi noi noi. Thank you so much for being part of my lecture. Have fun.